I am going to give you the keys to the authorship kingdom. I'm going to give you the advice that I wish I had been told that's going to help you get to where I am now. Writing books for money, like for actual, you know. And there's so much I want to say. For a little bit of background, I'm a ghostwriter. I have been a ghostwriter. And I've been writing a hell of a lot of romances. It wasn't easy. It was really hard. Frankly, if I somehow didn't learn all the lessons that I'm about to share, I might have quit by now. By sharing this, I know for a fact we're going to boost retention rates. If you follow this, you will get better at writing. You will have an infinitely better chance at getting your foot in the door. Life as an author is worth every iota, every last little bit of heartache and hardship and difficulty and burnout. And gosh, I had this list. Frankly, there's just so much material that it might not be concise at all, so buckle the hell up. First things first, you need to order your life in a way that makes it conducive for you to write, as often as possible. The simple way is as follows. I'm going to put 4 things on the screen. Out of those 4, you may pick 3. You have to throw away the other one. If you have ADHD, like I probably do, pick 2 and sacrifice the rest. I know it's lame. Or you can be a hobbyist, and there's literally nothing wrong with that. Moby Dick was written by a fella. It took him forever. Literally the great American novelist. So that's fine. But if you want to do this for a living, then it's time to make some sacrifices. The second thing, until you've written your first few books, you are a novice at writing. Now, unless your name is Christopher Paolini, I can almost guarantee you that whatever it is that you start out writing is not going to be great. But if you are a novice and you know that you're a novice and you love the fact that you're a novice, that's not going to hurt at all. It only makes life easier because you're starting. And then you have all this grace for yourself, and it's good. The third thing to know, this is probably the thing that makes me feel the best. And it's that whatever your special brand of weird is, that is quite literally your millionaire golden ticket to immense writing fame and fortune, and also just happiness. If you want to write something like I just saw this on Substack today. This girl had just started writing her vampire western, and like some people are like, who the hell's gonna buy a vampire western? That's not a niche. You goof. That's not a niche. You goofus. You shouldn't do that. That's stupid. That's stupid. Like, out of the people that read that post, there was at least one that said, "Oh my God, I didn't know I needed a vampire western." As another example, if the great J.R. Tolkien was alive today and he tried bringing his manuscripts to a publisher, you know what they'd say to him? They would tell him that his work is encyclopedic, and they would hate Tom Bombadil. He made things because he wanted to. It literally set the whole tone. It set the whole tone for so long. Number 4. In the beginning, word count is everything. Somebody once said that most writers, their first million words are going to be garbage, and to a major extent that is entirely true. Unless you're a genius. You'll find actually that your first million words pave the way so that you can write better things. And I think at the absolute barest minimum, you'll be mediocre, at the very least. And there's tons of mediocre authors out there that make great money and that love their lives. But how do you get to 1,000,000 words? Like, that's a lot of freaking words, dude. If you just write 1,000 words a day, then in 3 years you'll have 1,000,000 and you will be a very well-practiced author. If you write only 300 words a day for 10 years, it's the same thing. In order to get there, you got to do your word count, hence the prioritization that we talked about earlier in step 1. This also raises another question. Consider this 4.5. Do you actually want to be a writer? You should answer that question for yourself. Do you want to be a writer for a career, or do you want to be a writer as a hobbyist? And there's literally nothing wrong with being a hobbyist. In fact, it is the way to enjoy writing the most. The 5th thing. This is the most important thing, not just for your writing, but for your life. And that is, you need to learn emotional regulation. You need to focus on overcoming your traumas and your difficulties. Basically, if you focus on healing your soul of any sort of difficult things and painful things that you've gotten you will find that when you're done, you'll have so much brain space and so much like energy for your imagination that things will become infinitely easier. You know who makes great storytellers? It's British people who live in a home with a little garden, they drink their cup of tea, and life is like pleasant and boring. They're amazing storytellers because they are secure, and they feel secure. You know who makes really bad writers? people who struggle because they are struggling, and all of the brain energy that could go to the luxury of imagining and meticulously putting words down in sequence, that goes instead to their problems. Your problems are eating your writing alive. And you could do like I did and think that the best thing to do would be somehow to get rich first. Not happening. It's easier to get all that together when you feel good about yourself and when you've got some like growth under your belt. Because another fun fact is that when you choose to grow, it makes it easier to portray characters that grow. Very simple. The sixth thing, and this is one that a lot of people say and not a lot of people follow, it's that you need to learn to trust yourself. And the way I mean this is that you should absolutely never ever sign up for a critique group. I don't mean on Discord, I don't mean on Meetup. Don't go to a critique group. Critique groups are cancerous, they're toxic. And I don't mean that because people are always mean. I mean that in the sense that your work does not need foreign elements in it. You should take your vision and you bring it all the way to where you want it to go. You cast those pearls before the swine of people that aren't you and people that like your story, you are going to find that people are going to give you all kinds of incredibly unhelpful suggestions. And they will drive you to edit your work until it is dead. So don't do that. The only person that decides it's okay for a manuscript to be sent into your publisher is you. It's you. And when you start bringing in a committee to judge your work, you will get committee results. And we all know how committees do with creativity. They're ass, okay? They suck. Don't invite a committee into your brain. Don't invite people to cut your work apart. Don't take other people's suggestions. They have their own stories that they're working on. And I'm going to say something slightly mean. There are some people who join critique groups with the sole object of crapping all over people that they see as less than themselves. And I'm not saying that because it's like people are going out of their way for it. I'm saying it's more of an unconscious thing. Think about it. Who hurts the most during a critique group? It's the people that are most open to critique. Who enjoys themselves the most at a critique group? It's whoever loves critiquing. Do you see how maybe this is like a bad sort of like mashup? If you write something and you put it away for just a few days, and then you read it with kind of fresh eyes, you will get to experience your work for the first time as a reader might. And I can promise you that when things are working, when they land, you'll know. And if you're reading and it's like, oh, I didn't like this or I didn't like that, then you'll know. Trust your judgment. It is your book. Number 7. This is 7. Take care of your health. Please take care of your health. If you die early, your backlog will be smaller. Live long and prosper. Do some exercise. I don't think you don't need to like be an exercise maniac, but a little bit of cardio every day, whether it's by walking, stretching, yoga, whatever, it all gives your brain just a little bit of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which helps it to grow and helps it to make new connections. Think about it. Don't you want to like make your brain better? Don't you want your like soul to have more strength with which to write the things that are like cool to you? Like there's this caricature of the artist that pounds caffeine, chain smokes cigarettes, and is chained to their desk. And that kind of author might be able to pump out some stuff thanks to the chemical wave of all that caffeine and nicotine and everything. But the unfortunate truth is that that's all borrowing from the future. Authors that do that find very quickly that somehow they've run out of inspiration after a book. It's harder for them to recover mentally after they've exerted themselves. And frankly, that whole caricature sucks to live. And I would know. I've tried it. It sucks, okay? And it doesn't make you any better at writing. Versus the kind of person who takes care of themselves and every year is just that much stronger as a writer. You know what I'm saying? When you put all of these tips together, you'll see that it turns you into a person that is more resilient, more long-term thinking, and is more bent on writing books over the course of one's entire life versus just the one book that they think that they've got right now. And honestly, if you want to be an author, you have to think long term. I'm not saying that like a person can't just blitz out a book, because the truth is that under the right inspiration, some people can blitz out just about anything. You need to think about this in a way that maximizes your chances over the long haul, that maximizes the amount of books that you write over the long haul. And for me, that kind of thinking is really hard. If somebody had laid all this out to me when I was younger, I feel like it would have saved me so much heartache and so much time and so much burnout. But I mean, I'm still here. Now, I'd like to ask a very specific favor of a very specific group of the people that watched this. If you experienced the Redwall series growing up, then I'd actually like you to take a quick look at the story that I've written. It's called The Sea Rats, and it's like a sci-fi evolution on it. It's free on Amazon, it's free on Smashwords. I am publishing it as a serial story on several sites. All the necessary links for it will be in the bio. And honestly, I love it so much that I wanted to just give it to people. So it's free. If you like the thought of mercenary mice fighting for their lives, found family elements, all kinds of crazy sci-fi weaponry, evil CEOs, corporate lords, insane prophecies by animals that are going mad, and maybe a little tiny bit of magic, then I think you're going to like my book. It's called The Sea Rats, and it is free. I believe in it. You know, how the hell do you end these things?